You're doing good. I'm glad you're doing good, man. I appreciate the fact that you guys are doing good. Hi, YouTube. I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing fantastic. Every single sense of the word. We haven't done 86 in a while, so we're back at it. 86, episode number 5. Don't know what else to say. Hi, 69. But yeah, let's just go ahead and jump into it. Hope you guys are practicing some self-care. Make sure you guys do self-care as much as you guys can. Make sure that you guys try and stay a safe, complete, honest, whatever. Let me make sure. I gotta get rid of this. Give me a second. There you go. Widgets are off, so you guys shouldn't be able to hear that. All of that should be well. All right, let's go ahead and just jump right into it. Fuck, dude. Oh. 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 Okay, that was badass. I ain't gonna lie. Of course there needs to be a connection, right? the trauma of the mech anime, right? Like, of course there needs to be some sort of connection between, like, I guess the empathy chain has to start somewhere, right? That's probably the best way I can put it. Like, the empathy train needed to go ahead and, like, you know, resolve, because you just don't get random empathy from nowhere, right? Like, you gotta have something traumatic happen to you in order to gain a right, Manzar? Like, you gotta get like a random fucking, I don't know how to put it. Here. We're doing this, boys. We're doing this. Give me a second. So let's say that you have a normal sleep cycle, yeah? You wake up, right? Granted, this is not adherent to the clock. You go all the way until, like, boom, you go to sleep. The 8 hours you wake up, you go all the way to when you're asleep, right? So we'll call this a sleep cycle in here. Hopefully, like, I'm gonna say 8 hours. I don't even get 8 hours. I get less than 8 hours or more sometimes. But most people tend to go around this. Why am I doing this? Because I want you guys to get a good feel for my thought process regarding anime, whatever we're watching, so on and so forth. Some anime get this, some anime don't. It just depends on what I feel like doing. Sleep process in here, right? If anybody gets why sleep is important, right here, the sleep process. Yeah. Anyone guess why this is important? From sleep till you wake up. And why am I doing this particular thing? Yeah, well, we'll let you know, Geek Me, especially when we get started with Bake, and then whenever we jump into the other anime. Because you get to see Reb. I wish. What is it? Speaking from a guy who can watch a stream at 5 in the morning. Okay, so if you guys don't know, sleep is the standard processing time for your brain process. Sleep is important because your brain is able to go ahead and start processing trauma. Sleep, those dreams that you have that are sometimes so wild and vivid and whatnot, but sometimes your brain automatically starting to make connections between certain events in your life and starting to try and understand those individuals, start to understand why that's important or your role in that society, or if something happened with you doing this particular thing, how you would interact interpersonally, so on and so forth, right? Oh, I got the joke, Crave. I got the joke. A plus. So in a standard cycle like this, then you wake up, you know, you go to work, go to work. come back from work. I'm gonna put that down here. You go to work, you come back from work, you have this huge cycle of like, hey, you get up, you eat breakfast, you brush your teeth, you take a shower, you go to work, you do whatever you need to do at work, you get lunch, blah 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 blah. You come back from work, you come back home, you play on your PC, you watch a stream, you go to sleep, you process what you did throughout the day, you wake up. And this whole cycle, right? This whole cyclical thing that you keep on doing. You have friends interaction. You have to think about this as in an individual basis if you map someone out like this. So let's go ahead and use a character, or I guess I'll use myself in this scenario, right? Here, let me bring it up on here. Can I use it? Bring it up saying paint. Now, why am I saying this? And there's, I know, and how does it relate to this show, right? It'll relate to a lot of shows, but first off, let's go ahead and get this started. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Let's make a circle. All right. Yes, I know. We're using paint, man. We're using paint. You guys are learning something today. My eyes are burning. Too much light. All right. If it's too much light, let me go ahead and do this. That better? Okay, an oval, dude. We don't have to get into the specifics about it. Fine. Let's put up a normal time, yeah. Here we go. Something like that, yeah. So we'll put up our 4 little pillars here. Ooh. Fuck it, I don't care if it's straight or not. Like that. Like that. No, you guys can see that. Might be a little hard to see this one on the side, but I'll make you guys a little bit smaller or whatever. I know, we're going dark mode here. All right, guys. Here's where you... Fuck it, what did I put here? Here's when Ed wakes up. Yeah. Here's where Ed goes to work. Here's where Ed comes back from work. Comes back home. And this is when Ed sleeps, which is not true because Ed never sleeps. So at what point do you think you can start making... Oh, Evo Ed's all over the place. But at what point do you think that you can start making an impact? You know, say that you're, this whole line from here to here, right, is all sleep. So it's all sleep / trauma processing, yeah? No sleep king. From here to here is all work or mindless, mindless duties at times. Even in work, you can process trauma. No one's saying anything like that because a lot of times, like the people that you're involved with, the situations that you're involved with, people, can process trauma in different ways, right? So even from here to here, guess what? That's just all the mindless duties, like getting up, brushing your teeth, going to the gym if you go to the gym in the mornings, and so on. So a lack of sleep, here's why it's always important. You always hear any therapist worth their dollar at least tell you that you need to get sleep, right? Sleep helps with emotional regulation. So people that don't if you're not getting good enough sleep, you're more than likely going to start getting triggered significantly more, right? What I'm talking about is like in an ordinary person's day, usually the time when people can make an impact is in between, and by the way, this is an adult. I'm not talking about adult. When they come back home, before they go to work, and when they come back home. Specifically, you could say, oh, well, what if they lose their job? You have all of those outside of sociological factors that we talk about. But when they come back home and when they're about to go to work, like those little segments in time there are really important for people. if a friend calls you and you're venting to a friend, vice versa, or some like big traumatic event happens before that, it affects the entire circle. From the moment that you wake up, say that someone calls you and they say that, hey, this happened, it's going to affect you going to work. It's going to affect all the mindless duties or whatever you have to do there. You coming back home, everything can get affected just based off of that, right? But sleep to wake up, unless that's completely regulated, that's already a set thing. Guess what? Your trauma processing time is going to keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller, right? So if we like even press on, I wish I could just go ahead and select it. If you select the trauma processing, it's going to keep getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So what about when it comes to rules of empathy, rules of regulation, rules of everything, What I mean by that is like, hey, you don't change unless something in your environment changes or a new understanding of the world around you comes into play, right? So with this character particularly, right? With what's happening, I have to go back into this. Give me a second. With what's happening there, I need the DMCA screen. Would this character, or would characters that go through something like this and be saved by an actual person gain empathy for the individuals that are actually doing stuff? Otherwise would they be hard set in their world? Because you have trauma, you have time to sleep on it, you have time to process the information, you have years possibly to even go home and like start thinking about, was that real, was that a dream, what happened that night, what's going on, how would I interact if I was in a position of power, so on and so forth. Time is the master of all things. It's the master of pushing things into new developments, new cycles of change, new cycles of philosophy, new cycles of interpersonal communication, of self-enlightenment, and so on and so forth. But it's just interesting how things can be so connected at times. Oh. Oh. Pobrecita. Oh. Yeah, this is the cycle that made her change then.
それともチョコレートは嫌いだったかな。よかった。お父様が私たちは86の人たちに
And he was right.
しているって。どうしてお兄さんは私を守ってくれたの？そうだな。俺たちはこの国で生まれて、この国で育った共和国市民なんだ。国を守って戦うのは市民の義務であり、誇りだ。口先だけのクズどもとは違う。だから戦う。戦って守りきってみせる。ちょうど君と同じくらいかな。
Oh, here's where it all ties in. Oh boy. Okay. Okay. Then my dude's gonna die or something, or disappear or something. And now it's up to these two fated by the red string of interconnectedness, apparently, that the world and divine thing out there to, I don't know, like understand, I don't know, his death or something. Okay. Oh. 俺は奨励農禅。レイでいいよ。不思議なお名前。この国じゃ珍しい名前だから。共和国の人じゃないの？俺と弟は共和国生まれだけど、親が隣の国の出身なんだ。ギアーデ帝国ってわかるかな？レギオン作った国。戦うの。You know what anime I would like to watch? Genuinely? Now that I'm thinking about it, I feel like I finally nailed down an anime that I kind of want to see. And it's not even like an actual anime. I'm talking about like themes explored in an anime sort of realistically, where like, you know, characters going through a major change, say that they're fighting this giant enemy, all of that, but at the end of the day, like nothing changes or so little changes. The main character dies or like keeps going, you know, and time keeps going on without them. It's sort of how like you know, sometimes even in some of the biggest situations, you know, you might think that you're, I don't know, like a main character in like a like, I don't know how to put it, like the main character of a situation, a revolution, something big that's happening in the world, but at the end of the day, you're just a little drop in the endless sea of time, you know. And like society, its natures, you didn't really change anything, and your death might actually have not done as much as you think so, you know. And we have the anime. I can't switch it up now, brother, because it messes up the whole thing here. Like, let me see. I can maybe shift it. Give me a second. I might be able to shift it. Might be able to do something like this. Is this good, Alan? Wait, Alan, is this good? Does that help? Oh, there you go. Well, there you go. Here, I might be able to make chat bigger too. Yeah, the only reason why we have it this way is for whenever Rosie and Brady come in, that we're actually able to go ahead and have them on this side so that they can. I know, pro streamer move, fixing it on the fly. But no, even with that being said, it's like I don't know how to put it, man. Like, at what time do things really start to oh yeah, but like the anime I want to watch first. Yeah, dude, like something like that. Like, yeah, Alan, you touched on my train of thought. You sort of went in there, brother. But no, and you guys are a chonky chat, just a little bit. Let me make you guys a little bit smaller. Oh, I can't. Wow, you guys are gonna be chonky right there. That's fine. But yeah, like that's something I really, really want to see is an anime that explores that, where like, you know, you go through all of these trials, tribulations, you think you're doing so much change, you might, like, the main character might even pass away, and like society just keeps going. And it's like society has kept on going on even without you. Bahadi, what's 86? 86 is an anime. That's yeah, also welcome to the chat. An anime that's sort of exploring the themes of war and I guess a lot of other big stuff. But anyway.
怖いよ。でも、戦わないと生き残れないから。俺は死ねない。死ぬわけにはいかない。必ず生きて帰らないといけないんだ。弟のところに。
お兄様は今どうなさってますか？
死にました。5年前、この東部戦線で。
すみません。
前に除隊したらしたいことはあるかと聞きましたね。
ええ。
したいことは特にありません。ただ、しなくてはならないことはあります。俺は兄を探しています。この5年、ずっと。
I'm fucking dead, dude. I called it. I called it, dude. I called it, guys. Yo. It took one episode of that. It took like literally like introducing this character to be like, oh wow, this seems like a big plot twist for like, you know, trying to put these two to like being able to try and find his brother, and like his brother died on the Easter front 5 years ago. So now the main character is gonna try and sacrifice himself or some stupid thing like that, right? I don't mean stupid, I just mean like, you know, what does it mean for the cycle of change or cycle of violence to happen or anything like that? Like from MT to 86. Oh, dude. Hey, yo. And ReZero. Yeah, from ReZero to MT to 86. This is a banger, dude. Doom, doom. Too bad we gotta mute it because DMCA and copyright. Actually, would you guys be okay? Would you guys be down if I might ask my friend for his electronic drum set that he doesn't use. And if we just did like I don't know, a stream where I just covered a bunch of different songs, like just jamming out, fucking going hard in percussion. You guys have to remember, I did like literally play drums and percussion for like 10 years. Could do anime covers. I just need to hear the tempo first, and I'll go ham. Would you guys be okay with that though? Like me getting a full-on drum set, doing some covers someday, or even karaoke stream? Would you guys be down to participate on something like that? Because that would be great. But before that, yeah, what do you guys think? Whoa, whoa, who got deleted, dude? So many messages got deleted. What happened? I turn over to the left and I just see message deleted, message deleted. Yo, Ed is watching ALT, no spoilers. 4 messages deleted by moderator. Damn, dude, someone trying to spoil? Shit, alright. Times is in. Yeah, alright, well, we'll do a karaoke stream or something with Brady, or, you know, a full-on, like, I guess, drum session or some shit. That'll be fun. Anyway, back to 86. I forgot, in this show, there's a bunch of cuties. Damn, dude. That kick looks good. The kick looks good. Ah, yeah, internet.
ドレスなら殿方を誘ったらどう？聞いたわよ。またお見合いしたんでしょ？ああ、ロドルフね。結構可愛かったわよ。
Sound should be up for you guys.
相手を褒めるなんて、もしかして今度こそ。ないない。だって彼5歳よ。いくらうちの財産が見れ。
Ooh. He's 5. Oof. 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 Yeah, that would hurt me, dude. Oof.
レーナ、疲れてるんじゃないの？顔ひどいわよ。そうかしら。パラレイドの使いすぎよ。感覚の共有は負担がかかるって言ったでしょ？今日はたまたま明け方まで戦闘の分析してて。しつこいけど、86なんかに尽くしても。
Okay, dude. Okay.
なので、パーティーは別に行っていいのではありませんか？
でも、その時に襲撃があったらどうするんですか？
なんとでもなります。
だいたい戦時中にパーティーなんて。
壁の中で何をしていようと、こちらに影響はありません。敵情の分析はありがたいですが、少佐の私的な時間を占有してまですることではありません。
ノーセン隊員には余計なことでしたか？
いえ、対局を含めた俯瞰からの情報分析は貴重です。特に敵部隊編成の予測が正確ですから、随分助かっています。ありがとうございます。
よかった。
ですが、そればかりにかまけている必要はありません。
True.
あまり戦場にとらわれすぎると。
But what about survivor skill in this situation, you know? Like, we've already seen stuff like this happen with you know, when one of the members passed away, not having the correct information or not being able to delegate information like in real time or being able to save a life or whatever off of that. You know how huge that is for anybody, and this doesn't necessarily even have to be in wartime. You know, you get in a car accident and you're the only one to survive, or, you know, in the car or whatever. Like, survivor's guilt takes on so many different forms and so many different cycles, right? That it's always important to go ahead and differentiate, like, yo, like, this doesn't necessarily happen in one way, but like it can cause, like, you know, trauma, post-traumatic stress disorder, anxiety, depression. So like with people who like hyperfixate and stuff like this, I wonder if like Elena, because like, you know, was going through and like not trying to like practice self-care in that regard, or trying to like, you know, you can be like, oh, it's just genuine care, but at the same time, is it genuine care mixed in with the anxiety of it, you know, mixed in with the anxiety and the trauma that comes from, hey, losing people under your command, or losing a loved one, or so on and so forth. Probably a lot, dude. Probably a lot. Because, like, you know, there's survivor's guilt, right, from like your base, your family, right, of like or friends, family, loved ones, or whatever, of like one of them passing away or whatever. But then there's also the guilt of taking another person's life, if you even have capacity for the empathy of that, right? Because there are some people who completely lock themselves out and they literally train their psyche to not feel empathy towards say taking a life or whatever. Oh, I'm glad, Fareed. I'm glad you're able to go ahead and read that. But there are others who quite literally will still feel that empathy. So they might even feel guilt of taking another person's life, which is not easy. It's not an easy thing to do, you know? So there's a lot of fucked up shit happening altogether.
どういう冗談ですかそれって。わかりました。では、せいぜい楽しんでくるとします。くだらないパーティーとハイヒールとドレスの窮屈さを。
革命祭ですか。
何か覚えていますか？
花火を見た気がします。噴水のある庭園で宮殿前の。
Oh, don't tell me that they're connected somehow.
もしかしてタイ、以前は第一区に？
はっきりとは覚えていませんが、おそらくは。
そうなんですね。
兄と言った記憶があります。
すみません。また余計なことを。
構いません。家族についてはもう顔も声も思い出せませんから。
大きくなってるだろうなと懐かしがっていました。大切な家族だと思っているのが分かりました。お兄様は本当に帰りたがっていましたよ。あなたのところに。
そうであればいいのですが。
タイ、今紹介行動中のはずですよね。
Oh.
実質ですか？
すみません。
Oh.
あなたが必要ないと判断したのならそれは尊重しますけど。
少佐は怒るかと思いました。
そこまで堅物じゃありません。
ここなら誰にも見えないって。
Hey, yo. Hey, yo.
すみません、少佐。
We all know what that cat symbolizes. Hey, yo. Hey, yo. Getting down and dirty in the fucking, you know, in like a command center. Hey, yo. Hey. Where you can be seen in public. Hey.
少佐。
なんでもないです。本当になんでもないですから。
少佐、戦闘準備に入ります。
What the fuck?
こちらでは何の警報も出ていませんが。
いいえ、レギオンが来ます。
Hey, yo, that just went from fucking like a horny jail time to like, hey, yo, y'all are gonna die.
確認した。いつでも行ける。第三小隊も同じく。了解。
ノーゼン隊、どうしてレギオンの襲来が分かったのですか？紹介には出ていなかったのに、あんなに早く。
少佐、パラレードを切ってもらえませんか？
Oh shit.
今回は黒羊が多い。俺と同調しているのは危険です。
What are black sheep? Am I a black sheep? Are we black sheep, chat? What does black sheep look like? It's dangerous to be remain synced with me. Or is it just like fucking, I don't know, some fucking Kojima shit where all of a sudden everything's nanomachines and the nanomachines have gone corrupt? Are we the black sheep here? We are the black sheep. I fucking knew it, guys. I fucking knew it. Hey, yo.
黒羊。
聞きたければ後で説明します。
Nanomachines, man. Got the
パラレ
link.
イドなしでは情報が確認できないでしょ。同調は切りません。
Undertaker.
しましたよ。
Okay, with names like this, dude, it does look like a little bit like a Metal Gear setting. It's the Undertaker. Fafnir. Yeah, get back here. The Patriots, right?
アンダーテイカー。突出しすぎです。
Oh.
そのままでは包囲されて。何？ノイズ
Hey, yo. Sounds like
ない。
the ghosts of the dead are in the nanomachine, son. You can communicate with them if you press R2. Press triangle to revive your psyche. Be able to fight it off. Right? That's sort of what it feels like, dude. It's the ghosts are in the parade. Bruh. Snake, you gotta get a hold of yourself. Like one of my Japanese anime, Snake. Come on, dude. Snake, or something fucking stupid like that. Like, dude, come on, you gotta smash that fucking triangle, dude. Yeah, you gotta get her psyche up, dude. You can't let the ghost of Psycho Mantis and all of his telekinetic abilities take him down. Switch the controller port. It's Psycho Mantis.
切りますよ、少佐。
死にたくない。
What was that?
回避。
A dream? Oh. The Psycho Mantis is amazing, man. Psycho Mantis is absolutely great. Island Child. There. That was just funny, man. I'm sorry. I had to make that reference in there because it sort of felt like it. Ghosts in the nanomachines and being able to hear, like, you know, especially Metal Gear Solid 3 where you're actually able to see the spirits of the dead come to you. You know, it's a sorrow, man. Ooh.
あの声。
母さん、母さん。やった。
You've been trapped in my kicking tie. Hey, yo, this is some Itachi Psycho Mantis level shit now, dude. Yeah, this is some like Shadow Realm, like Genkai or whatever type of Aw. But it's real. I mean, let's be honest. If she's not getting rest, if she's not practicing self-care, if she's not able to go ahead and, like, I don't know, ascertain or process enough information for herself, if she's not, yeah, like taking time literally for herself in that thing, guys, if you're under an insane amount of stress, you are going to start having hallucinations, auditory or visual hallucinations. Like, your brain can play some amazing things on you if you put it through that amount of stress, and whatnot. Like, yeah, important to go ahead and, like, touch on, realize, feel, understand.
ノイズじゃない。
今日は一段とうるさいな。大丈夫かね。
Yeah, yes, that is a normal thing. Enough stress can definitely give you nosebleeds. If you're using your brain too much, like to the point where like you're connecting too many dots or overthinking or whatever, you can get nosebleeds. I get nosebleeds off of that. And so on and so forth. But make sure you go check with the doctor regardless, man. Damn. What if they actually grabbed like I guess consciousness of the dead and then like placed them in like these robot things or whatever? That's fucked up, dude. That's fucked up. And then using them to call out to people or getting them to go ahead and like cry about it, like, yo.
機体と一緒に開けたんじゃねえのかよ。連れてかれてたのか。死にたくない。ガンスリンガー。方位丸6丸、距離800。集団の先頭、右から3番目のフラウボルフ。了解。
Oh. You know what else I'm wondering? If this war were to come to an end and say that the 86ers won, seeing as though the other guys aren't in the front lines, would they even be able to stop the 86ers if the 86ers came after them? Like, that's a legit question. If the 86ers, seeing as though they have all this combat experience and whatnot, all of a sudden, the war's done, yay, congratulations, they turned their guns back into like the Empire or Republic or whatever. The other guys don't have fucking combat experience, right? So it's quite literally like giving all the tanks and all the arsenal to like a group of people, being like, "Go fight. We'll give you the we'll give you all the we'll give you the overview as to like where you need to go." But they don't have any combat experience. The mercenaries out there are the ones doing it. Then they turn around, they're like, "Hey, yo, this is our kingdom now. Look at us. We are the captains now." Yo. Yeah, so it's sort of what came to mind is like at one point, like, if they decided to turn their backs against them, like, yeah, much to think, but like not having any experience is a big factor, especially when it comes to war. Because you can go ahead and like give out all the commands you want, but if you've never actually been into a battlefield or you don't have consistently training individuals to be a part of it, like you're going to be at a huge disadvantage compared to everyone else. Like the tactics of war, right, especially in the battlefield, are significantly bigger. Cut supplies from 86 and their robots will stop working. But aside from just robots, because what if they take over the other ones, the ones that don't necessarily need their command or replies or whatnot, Yeah, that's why it's an interesting question. Interesting question to pose.
さすがに疲れてすぐに寝ちまうと思ったが、案外寂しいのかね。この時間、いつもなら。ああ。あの声を聞いた後、繋いできたハンドラーはいねえ。また報告書書かないでよくなったな。
ええ、構いません。少佐。
Oh, she called back.
大したもんだ。
Oh.
今日は取り乱してしまいすみませんでした。
いえ。
タイ、戦闘中に聞こえたあの声は、一体何ですか？
昔死に損なったことがありまして。というよりも多分その時俺は死んだんでしょうね。だから聞こえる。俺と同じ死んだくせに消えられないあの亡霊の声が。
Oh shit.
あそこにいたのはレギ
It's the ghost of 86, man. I heard that they're pretty.
でしたよね。
彼らもまた亡霊でしょう。帝国の滅亡とともに存在意義をなくした亡国の軍勢なのですから。
つまり、あなた方がレギオンの襲来を事前に察知できるのは。
ええ、彼らの声が俺には聞こえるからです。近づいてくればいつでも。
Ugh.
寝ていたとしてもわかります。
Well, that's terrifying.
今も聞こえているのですか？戦闘中だけでなく常に。それに一体どれくらいの距離まで。
正確にはわかりませんが、共和国の旧国境内にいるレギオンは全て把握しています。
辛く。
Yeah, that sounds painful and lonely, dude.
慣れました。長い付き合いですから。
いつから海江谷谷少尉の声が聞こえたのも彼女が亡霊になっていたからですか？タイ。
この戦争はあと2年ほどで終わると共和国政府はそう予測していますね。
どうしてそれを？
セオが九段の隊長から聞いていたので。
Oof.
レギオンには寿命が設定されていて、その残り時間はあと2年弱。そうですね。
生物の脳を模したレギオンの中央処理。
Here's my question. What if this is a proxy war? Right? I know this sounds fucking insane. I know that this sounds fucking insane. But what a better way to go ahead and get your ideals, ideology, revolution, whatever the fuck you want, society in control or whatever, than through a proxy war. You know, being able to set up, quite literally being able to set up a big bad, right? Go to war with this big bad that you're controlling all the pieces of, you know, being able to fearmonger, press all of these really, really hateful, spiteful things because now you have a common enemy, right? Because you have a common enemy, because you're pushing all of these things, all of a sudden everyone is jumping in against it. You're able to go ahead and like implement certain things like this because like knowing that, like, for example, the Legion Central Processing Unit is modeled after a human brain. How do you know that? How do you know that the war is going to end in 2 years? Unless you've seen it. Unless you can't solve Proxy without Roxy, and that's correct. Unless you've actively been there, you know, like it's important to ask these questions.
その構造図はあと2年で使えなくなります。
構造図が失われるなら、その前に別の構造図で代替すればいい。彼らの住む戦場にいくらでもある材料で。
まさか。
人間の脳です。
Oof. They're scalping the brains.
生物の中でも特に発達した中枢神経系、共和国が葬ることを禁じた 86の戦死者の脳そのものでは腐敗してしまいますし、同じ声のレギオンを複数確認してもいますので、正確にはその構造のコピーだと思いますが。多分。
Doesn't that mean that the enemy is also getting smarter? If that is the case, like they'll quite literally, if you're able to go ahead and scan a whole human brain or whatever, right, and implement it into a giant human brain, then they're able to know your fucking tactics, dude. Yikes. Yikes.
だから、いわゆる魂とは違うのでしょう。元の人間の意識があるわけでも、意思の疎通が図れるわけでもない。ただ死の瞬間の思考をコピーされただけの存在の残滓。レギオンに住み着いた亡霊です。
Yeah, big yikes.
それが黒羊。
はい。白い羊の中に紛れる亡霊付きのブラックシープ。もっとも、今では黒羊の方が多いですが。少佐、この戦争は
You're going to lose this war. Yeah. After getting all this information. Yep.
機能を停止しないでしょう。一方で86はどうですか？今生き残っているのは子供だけ。それもほぼ全てが戦場にいます。
My dude is like fucking think I like this dude's thought patterns, but he seems a little like irrational at times. Like, yeah, that's exactly it. Like, yo, you know, if the 86 are fighting, what happens when they can't have kids? Or all the kids are grown up and you're not, you know, unless you're forcing them to have kids and so on and so forth. Like, are you guys gonna get your hands dirty? Do you guys have the combat experience and so on? Alright, time to get the 85 ready. Let's go.
自分以外の誰かに押し付けることを覚えてしまったあなたたちが
それは
できないでしょ
う。What? It's not sustainable. No way.
レギオンの数は減少しています。数年前から比べればもう半分近くにも。
観測できる範囲ではでしょう。
Yeah, but
確かにあなたたちが把握しているレギオンの数は減っています。しかしそれは後方に控える数を増やしているからに過ぎません。
True.
戦力の温存と増強。
True.
信じられません。レギオンにそんな知能は
ないはずだった。それがもう一つの敗因です。
それは
レギオンが手に入れる戦死者の頭部は少なからず損傷しています。それでもなお、黒羊は通常のレギオンよりも高い処理能力を得る。
Fuck, dude.
では、もし彼らが損傷のない脳を手に入れたら、
そんなことが
本来命令を受けて動くだけのレギオンを統率し、
What if it's your brother?
俺たちは羊飼いと呼んでいますが。
Now I'm thinking about it. What if your brother is quite literally like your brother's brain or whatever is quite literally leading this entire thing, and then you gotta go and kill your brother or some shit like that? Wouldn't that be fucking traumatic?
そうでないものとは比べ物にならないほど手強いです。
待ってください。家庭ではなくすでに実在しているのですか。まさか。
I'm thinking like Evo Eda. If I was a writer, how would I cause the most emotional damage in something like this? I would take her dad, his brother, and make him like shepherds or something like that, right? Where all of a sudden, yeah, it's a min-max strategy. They have to go ahead and like get rid of them or some shit like that and cause all this trauma and yeah. Evo Ed status.
そう、この第一線区の奥にも一機います。
でも、共和国が滅びると言っても、それは何年か後にあなたたちが全滅してしまってからの話ですよね。
そうなりますね。
それなら、その前にレギオンを壊滅させてしまえばいい。
If that's even possible, but
私も一緒に。いえ、私も全力を尽くします。
pobrecita.
敵情の分析も作戦の構築も私にできることはすべて。
Yeah, if I wanted to hurt Lena, I'm gonna give my thoughts right now.
今年で任期満了なのでしょう。だからそれまでに勝利して。
Ooh, red flag.
残りましょう。お互いに。
そうですね。そろそろいいですか。もう消灯時間です。
すみません。遅くまで。
Red flag.
おやすみなさい。
Oyasumi. Alright. If I wanted to go ahead and hurt Lena, what would I do? Keep building this attachment, right? And then being able to bring out like a dead family member or someone that died on the battlefield, family, whatever it may be. It's like one of the ghost commanders. Maybe they're still fully alive. Maybe they're not fully dead, so on and so forth. Have that as a big like trauma point off of that. Bring back the brother in some way, shape, or form. Boom. Make like a fake death version of like the Undertaker, this guy, right? Yeah, we'll watch the after credit scenes real quick. Like this guy, have him fake his death in some way, shape, or form without telling her, or maybe make it seem as though he's about to die or whatever. Cause trauma that way. Have everyone else in the unit start dying and quite literally like kind of referencing that it was her plot, like, or like leading her down the like guilt trip of survival or like self-survival, or you know, maybe the Empire is not doing enough for the Republic, whatever you want to call it, so on and so forth. Like you can cause so much emotional trauma if need be that you can push a character like her, especially if you really, really wanted a dark ending, like a really, really dark ending where like she's fighting against to try and push legislation or trying to like get people to change their minds or whatever. No one's listening to her. The people that she's commanding are all dying or whatever. And at the very end, this is going to be dark. This is going to be really dark because of all the pressure, i.e. society's not believing you. The military is not pushing towards anything, even though, devastations are coming. Your people that you're commanding are dying, and the person that you're getting really, really attached to is like going to die or something like that. You push her to think of the unthinkable in that regard. You push her to the brink of like a line, where it's like, it is futile for me to do anything. Either like I keep trying to fight knowing that it's going to get nowhere, or I give in and just accept it for what it is, or I just stop existing. And those are like you very, 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 very dark terms that if I wanted to go ahead and put, also you take away the attachment of her friends, i.e. you're associating with the 86 more, and they all just back away, right? Leaving her into that whole parade situation where it's just her and her mind in there. And that is the number one way. Oh, I'd break both of them. If I wanted to break, I'd love to break both of them. If I wanted to go Evil Ed and break Shin, what I would go ahead and do is quite literally like, this is gonna sound villainous. I.e. his remembrance box that he has there. Yeah, if I will say like Legion or whatever. And I'm able to go ahead and identify, they have my brain of identification. I know that's a form of attachment for him. Take that box and completely just destroy it. Like one by one, circle, say his unit, right? And start just blowing them all out, with keeping him to the very end watching, or hearing Lena, as a character be caught and tortured because of giving information to the spies. Or not spies, to the 86ers. I don't know why I call them spies. To the 86ers, or doing too much, or empathizing, or even being caught off guard, off duty, or whatever. Hearing his brother's voice over and over and over and over and over again by this like a Legion type thing, so on and so forth. Like, if you really, really want to break him, you push this to that degree. You push it to the degree where the character is now questioning every single action that he's doing, whether or not this action is going to be beneficial or not for his unit, or whether or not it's actually going to be like survivable to the end, if that makes sense. There's so many fun ways that you can go ahead and push a character to the brink of like, I guess, darkness, and then bring them back from it. But with that being said, let's go ahead and see the post-credit scene here. Ooh. I'm so glad I did not say what I was going to say. I'm so glad I retained my comment the moment I saw the hands. Oh. Ooh. Pretty much, none of Sag. Okay. Okay, Emo Sasuke. Okay. Alright. Damn, what an episode. First off, I gotta say, I feel like this show touches on a lot of different things, and I can tell why some people might like it and some people might not. Like, this might not be this might not be everyone's cup of tea. Mostly to do with some of the things like portrayed in the show that like some people might not necessarily like, either i.e. going through war, going through say systems of losing people, because let's be honest, if you've lost someone, hearing about grief or processing grief in general might be a lot to take in any way. I think it's a good show. It's an interesting show. That you're actually able to bring up so many questions, like what if this happened? What would you do in this regard? What would it mean for certain things to happen? I personally like this show. I think there's a lot to be explored in it, and I can't wait. How many episodes are there in it? Are there in this crate? Like 12, right? Or is it 24? Oh, it's 12. All right, we might get done with it probably next week, if possible. If we do like an episode in this season. Yeah, I know. Well, we're only watching season 1, right? Oh. Okay. But wasn't like people were complaining because the second season wasn't like wasn't out, right? Season 1, part 1. Okay, Because I'm pretty sure that was released separately, right? But anyway, yeah, so I guess we'll get done with the first 11 episodes sometime. Only one season. I'm not watching the novels, man. Well, I'm glad that season 1, part 2 is even better. Well, people were just complaining about the, in general, the essence, because I remember when I was streaming this, people were like, people were mentioning that I shouldn't watch it because season 2 is a mess. I think it was just delivery, time delivery. Production issues. Yeah, that's probably why. That's probably why. But with that being said, YouTube guys, I appreciate you guys so much for being here. All the Twitch people, as always, you know that I love them. They're the absolute best. I hope you guys are practicing some self-care, taking care of yourselves as much as possible. And with that being said, yeah, I'll leave it to you guys till next time.